Hi friends, in this video we are going to learn about footings. Alright, so normally the building is divided into two parts, right? So number one is substructure and number two is superstructure. Alright, so these columns, beams and so slabs, these are is considered under superstructure. But now our discussion is about footings. Footings means it is the part of the foundation, right? So foundation is a substructure, or it is so below the ground level, right? So now our discussion is about footings. Right, so footings. In this chapter, so we discuss about foundation. About foundation. Right, so what is mean by foundation? What is mean by foundation? Right. Right, so foundation, it is a substructure. It is a substructure. It is a substructure whose function is right, so foundation is a substructure whose function is to resist the load, or to take the load, whose function is receive the load, from superstructure. Right, so from superstructure, and transfer the load on footing safely. Right, so foundation, it is a superstructure whose function is to receive the load from the superstructure, and it transfer the load on the footings safely, right? So transfer the load on the soil safely, safely, right? So transfer the load on soil safely, right? Normally this building is classified, building is, for example, this is the building, right? So for example, this is the building, and this is the ground level. This is the ground level. Alright, so this is the ground level GL. Above the ground level, it is considered as a superstructure. And below the ground level, this part is considered as a substructure. It is considered as substructure. Right, so above the ground level or above the plinth beam is considered as a superstructure, below the plinth beam is called as substructure. Normally this is considered as the ground level, above the ground level it is considered as superstructure, and below the ground level it is considered as substructure, right? So this footing is a individual part of superstructure, or it is a individual part of substructure, or it is a individual part of ఫౌండేషన్. సబ్స్ట్రక్చర్లో కాదు. ఫుటింగ్ అనేది ఇండివిజువల్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఫౌండేషన్, అంటే మనకు సబ్స్ట్రక్చర్, రైట్? సూపర్ స్ట్రక్చర్ కాదు, రైట్? సో ఫౌండేషన్, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ ద ఫౌండేషన్, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ ఫౌండేషన్. Foundation, it is a substructure whose function is receive the loads from superstructure and transfer the loads on the soil safely. It is called as the foundation, right? So next one is footing. Alright, so next what is footings? Alright, so footings, it is an individual part of a foundation. It is an individual part of a foundation. right? So it is an individual part of a foundation, right? So footing, it is an individual part of a foundation, and it is constructed right. So it is constructed exactly under the column. It is constructed exactly under the column. Right. So normally below the ground level మనం ఇలా అబ్జర్వ్ చేశామనుకోండి, below the ground level. Right. So normally below the ground level, so this is called as the footing. This spot is called as the footing. Right. So this spot is called footing. Right. So this is called as the footing. This spot is called footing. But below the ground level, this trench is called as the foundation. This is called as foundation. This is called as foundation, and this spot is a footing. This spot is footing, and this is column, right? And this is column. Right. Here foundation is a substructure whose function is to receive the load, so from the superstructure, and transfer the load on the soil safely, right? But footing, it is an individual part of the foundation. This trench is called foundation, right? This is the foundation. So it is the individual part of foundation, and so it is constructed exactly below the column. Right. So this is so about the footing and foundation. Alright, so normally if you see the foundation, this foundation is divided into two types, right? That is shallow foundation and deep foundation. This foundation is divided into two types, that is shallow foundation as well as deep foundation. Alright, so shallow foundation and so deep foundation. Alright, if you consider the foundation, if you consider as a foundation, alright, so this foundation, normally foundation is classified into two types, classified into two types. Right. Number one is shallow foundation, right, and number two is a deep foundation. Shallow foundation and number two is a deep foundation. Right, so what is the shallow foundation and what is the deep foundation? Right, if depth of the foundation is less than or equal to width of the foundation, so it is treated as a shallow foundation. It is treated as shallow foundation. What is the deep foundation? If depth of the foundation is more than width of the foundation, it is called as the deep foundation, right? Shallow foundation and deep foundation. Right, so foundation is classified into two types, that is shallow foundation and deep foundation. If depth of the foundation is less than or equal to width of the foundation, it is called as shallow foundation, and if depth of the foundation is more than width of the foundation, it is called as the deep foundation, right? So deep foundation and shallow foundation, right? For example, this is the ground level, right? So this is the ground level. Right, so the depth of the foundation is less than the width of the foundation. See here, this is depth of the foundation, and this is width of the foundation. This is width of the foundation. Depth of the foundation is less than or equal to width of the foundation, right? So it is classified as shallow foundation. Right, so see here, so this is the foundation, this is the foundation. Right, so depth of the foundation, this is the foundation. Right, here this is the depth of the foundation, this is the depth of the foundation, and this is the width of the foundation. Right, so this is width of the foundation. Right, here the depth of the foundation is more than the width of the foundation. Right, so this is a deep foundation and this is a shallow foundation and deep foundation. Right, so spread footing, isolated footing, and so combined footing, raft or mat foundation. So these are the example of shallow foundation, and so well foundation is the example of this so deep foundation, and so pile foundation also a example of deep foundation. Right, so this is a shallow foundation and this is a deep foundation.